Hello everyone, thank you for joining me for today's plan with me. This week I'm using a bit of a mashup kit. So I'm trying to figure out how to describe it. So I posted a little bit about it on Instagram, but basically Paper Crown Planner posted a decorative kit called Coastal Retreat, and I instantly fell in love with the colour palette. I'm loving this kind of green and pink combination that's been doing the rounds. Well, it did the rounds this summer, I think. I can't remember. I feel like a few weeks ago I used a kit with similar colours. Anyway, I absolutely love that combination. Sorry if you can hear me trying to flip through my planner to see if I used one recently. I could swear I used something with a similar colour palette. But anyway, Sadies Stickers released a kit that was very kind of, I think this colour palette feels very Cuban themed to me. I can't think what it was called, but it's definitely going to still be on their website. They keep sticker kits for ages. So if you like this colour palette, I recommend checking out the kit from Sadies Stickers. I basically just, because it was only a decorative kit available, I knew that I wanted to make full boxes to use alongside the decorative kit. So I purchased the clip art. I will try and remember to link it in the description. I bought it off a seller on Etsy. And I think the clip art itself is also called Coastal Retreat. So that was super convenient. But I basically just type into Etsy. If you're someone that's also looking for clip art, I just basically look for the colour scheme. So I'll put in green and pink planner clip art, or green and pink clip art, green and pink sticker kit clip art, that kind of thing, and usually lots of options will come up and I'll just look for what it is I'm looking for. But this happened to be an exact match, so that was super convenient. So on Procreate, again, at some point I will get around to filming a video. It's not going to be anytime soon, there's too much going on, but I just pulled all the clip art onto Procreate. I used 600 DPI, and I used the drawing grid at 1 inch like dot grid, 1 inch grid squares, to then be able to measure 1.5 inches by 1.9. And I just put these 4 boxes together, and I am so glad that I did. This was the first time I feel I've done it successfully. I did do this a few weeks ago, putting together a wedding dress shopping kit, but the colour hues weren't quite right. I bought a bunch of different clip art and I tried to combine them, and I didn't fully understand the whole hue saturation situation. This was all the same clip art kit, so it was super convenient because it was all going to match what I had anyway. So that's what I did. Sorry if that was a funny cut. I listened to it back and I was going round and round in circles on what I was trying to say. And then I kind of pulled together some of my favourite boxes, some boxes that I'd drawn or found and recoloured and things, and put those together, and some Paper Crown Planner boxes from kits that I've purchased from that shop, and I just kind of compiled what I thought I needed. I didn't actually have enough boxes, so that is something I'm going to have to keep in mind, that I'm going to need to print more. Yeah, so in terms of, I'm really hoping my husband's going to try and join me for the second half of this plan with me, because it's quite a long video, and we're just going to kind of do a little Q&A memory discussion of the holiday that we were on, that is kind of covered in this plan with me. I just thought that would be a kind of nice mix from the norm. If he doesn't like how he sounds, then he will veto it and I won't be allowed to use any of it. So if it's just me you hear for the rest of this plan with me, then apologies, he didn't like the sound of his own voice. But we'll see anyway. I'm hopeful that he will be okay with that. But I'll just quickly go over the base. So for this base, I used I did the date cover section a little more interestingly, which I really like. I used, for the washi section, actually, I made my own washi with patterns from a different kit that I pulled together that had a similar kind of colour scheme. But this clip art kit didn't come with any endless borderless patterns, is that what they're called, seamless patterns, so I couldn't make any washi with it. So I used a similar one that I already had, and then I used the floral deco from the Coastal Retreat kit from Paper Crown Planner, and I just kind of made it really, really big so that I could use it in the date cover section, because no floral artwork came with this clip art, and that was a real problem for me because I use so many florals. So I had to do a lot of kind of tracing around the florals that were part of other images of the clip art, and yeah, it wasn't super easy. I had a bit of a headache doing that, to be honest. But anyway, I made it work for this week. And then in the sidebar, I used a fancy box for the October script. I think I've put the shop that I got the date covers and the date dots from when I was putting them down, so hopefully you can see those shops. And then I used all of the artwork from the decorative kit from Paper Crown Planner. I used some of the cute little kind of flowery divider stickers from Pretty Pink Co. And then I've just kind of sprinkled in some Sadies stickers, palm tree deco, and some butterflies that came on a sampler from Lauren's sample, actually, from Sadie Stickers from a while ago. Sadie Stickers, Pretty Pink Co. One of those two shops. Apologies, I don't have it in front of me. But yeah, I think that's it on the base of the kit. So now I'm going to pause the plan with me, and hopefully we'll be joined by my husband. Okay, hello, Lewis.
Hello.
That's such a serious hello. So I have prepared some questions about our holiday for you that I thought questions. Why are you making fun of my voice?
Carry on.
Okay, so question 1 is, what would you rate this week's spread out of 10?
Well, the thing that I can't see because it's dark.
You can see that enough to see the foil.
Out of 10. 10, easily 10.
Thank you very much. So, in Greece, what is your favourite place? I'm assuming the place that we went to, given we've only gone to 2, so that was a really poorly done question.
What, you mean like area?
Yeah, of Greece.
Well, I mean, I've been to a few other places as well, but I think Zakynthos is better than, I think, Crete and Rhodes I've been to. But
Cool, okay. Well, that's good, because that's where we went this time. Zakynthos, not Rhodes. So what is your...
And Athens, or nearby Athens.
Yeah, we won't talk about
0
we won't
10,
talk about
yeah.
that. What is your favourite part of the resort that we went to?
I like the beach.
You like the beach, walking down to the
walking
beach.
down
It
to the
is
beach.
a long old walk, or a steep old walk. It's not a long walk down to that beach with those steps. That is exhausting.
very pretty, though.
Yeah, it is very pretty, but I can't manage that more than once. I know once in a week. Don't laugh at me. And then I think my favourite part of the resort is probably the room. I think the rooms are really lovely there, no matter what room you get.
And the spa.
It's so quiet.
Boy, do I love that
spa. Yeah, you do love that spa, yeah. Okay, so of the week that we went specifically this time, what was your favourite activity or favourite thing that we did on that holiday?
I think the first day of hiring the car and driving around to all the sort of quieter
That was really good
coves and beaches.
That was really
And
fun.
then that last beach that we went to. I say beach.
Oh,
the
they're
last
not
cove.
really beaches. Yeah, the places
inlet,
where
whatever
you can
want to call
swim.
it. The last inlet was amazing.
Really,
for
really
for a
pretty. That was
magical
fun
place.
with the with the Wrangler as well.
Yeah, it was.
I wish
I did
there
also
was-
love the boat trip as well. So that.
Yeah, no, I love the beach trip. I was thinking this won't be
Boat
anything
trip,
that
not
you
beach
would.
trip.
Yeah, boat trip. Sorry.
Sorry.
My head was already on this won't be anything relevant to you, but the people watching might have seen some of Rachel of Gather Plans videos, and she has a Jeep sticker that was personally made because she was so excited to get a Jeep, and I really wish I had one of those stickers to mark when we went out in the car, but I didn't, so that's fine.
It's been really difficult for you.
Yeah, it's a really hard life. Then I've got, what was your favourite memory of that holiday? I think mine was all the times we played bridge, if that.
Yeah, I think just driving around in the Jeep, the four of us, is just so.
That's just your favourite thing we've ever done. You did say that day was in your
that day
top
that was such a
10
good day. Yeah,
holiday days ever.
Yeah,
so
so special. Wasn't it?
it was very special. Yeah, and your poor mum driving that car
Oh my god, yeah.
up and down.
we properly lumped her that
Up
one.
and down.
haven't we?
Yeah, we did. No, she was an absolute trooper. That is, a Jeep Wrangler is not an easy
A Jeep
car.
Wrangler with an absolutely shagged gearbox and clutch.
Yes, and that was however many years old, that definitely shouldn't be on the road anymore.
30
but
years.
She did, yeah, she did an absolutely superb job. Then I was going to ask, I haven't got to it in the plan with me yet, but in terms of what's happening on the screen, but I thought we could talk about the fun flight experience that we had on the way home that we've never experienced before. Wasn't it absolutely delightful? So we had overall a really good flight, and then on approach to Bristol Airport, we had a warning from the pilot that if you're a nervous flyer, don't listen to this. We had a warning.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Well, it wasn't that bad now that we've experienced it, but someone listening might not want to
third-hand trauma from a mildly stressful event.
I don't know what.
I think as far as like events go, if for planes, I don't.
Yeah,
think
no, it
that
wasn't.
bad,
But going through it when you don't.
Anyway, carry
when
on.
you haven't experienced it before isn't fun. So we had the warning from the pilot that weather was bad, and we had really low cloud and rain cloud and fog, and we'll just cut a really long story short. To the kind of next thing that happened was, we were told that the captain was gonna perform an automated auto land,
yeah.
and we all had to switch off any mobile devices, any electronic devices, which we haven't been asked to do before. They said flight mode isn't
Yeah,
enough.
I don't really believe that would have impacted anything, but sure, yeah. They said it anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say we did as we were told. And then he had a go
I left my
at
Kindle
that. That was... Why would you do that?
I don't know, just because I'm a rebel.
Right, okay, well, thank goodness we landed safely then. No thanks to you.
Imagine that would be a good news story, wouldn't it? So
we thought the plane went down because
One
specifically you left your Kindle on.
Yeah.
So sorry, I completely lost my train of thought. So we then felt the difference between when you're descending. We couldn't see anything. It was a really thick layer of fog, and we sort of felt the difference between them trying to come down to land and then that sort of change in pressure to go back up, and we were sort of like, oh, he's given up on trying to land on this occasion. Then he came back on the speaker, told us he'd had a go at landing, hadn't felt that it was safe enough, so I was going to do a go around and basically just see how the other planes got on, didn't he? He was like, oh, we'll wait to hear from someone else
of
the other planes.
To take the hit first.
Yeah, to just
see
give
if
it a
they
go.
Exploded in the runway before he gave it a go, yeah.
So then he about 10 minutes later had another try and managed to do it then. And it wasn't particularly turbulent or anything like that. It was fine, and he communicated with us, but it's just such a weird experience. I've never been through that before.
Yeah, at least 2 aborted landings.
And then tried again, and we saw by the time we'd come below the cloud to see lights on the ground, we probably landed, hit the ground about 15 seconds later, didn't we? It was really crazy low cloud. And everyone, I've never known a plane so silent as that kind of really intense. Probably about 30 to 40 minutes of that experience, do you think?
Yeah, it was over 45 minutes, I think. In the
end. It was an interesting one, but
definition of the phrase "can't see shit, Captain."
It felt really intense in the moment because we'd never experienced that before, and I think most of the plane probably hadn't experienced that before. But actually, in reality, in hindsight, it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a stress. It was not put. I'm a nervous flyer anyway, and it's not put me off.
I feel like it sort of helped you
flying. Yeah, I think it was interesting to see a kind of legitimately difficult situation for the pilot, and everything was fine. So yeah, that was an interesting one. Sorry, I've jumped miles ahead because we didn't fly home until the Friday, but that was
went out for one day, flew home.
The next question.
Thank you, good night.
Well, what else stood out for you in the holiday then? Because my next question was going to be about the car day.
How about the fact that I had the worst night of all time that anyone could ever possibly have when I was
the night
dreaming,
of the earthquake?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
I was dreaming something weird. What was it? Oh yeah, I was in
you were in a bear sanctuary.
A black and brown bear sanctuary. Don't know why. I guess
you were in one. You just said you were one. You were in one. Yeah.
Did I? Well,
yeah.
Anyway, I was in one. and for some reason that then at the end of that dream walked outside of the sanctuary, which was like some weird research lab or something. So walked outside, stare into the distance, and then nuclear bombs start going off, and basically the dream ends with me getting like hit by the shockwave of the nuke. Wake up, 10 seconds later, there's an earthquake.
As in literally happening.
At like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning.
Sorry, I'm just seeing the bar go into the red. You're going a bit loud.
Oh, sorry. Well, yeah, like 3 or 4 in the morning. And and then literally 10, 20 seconds after I wake up, there's an earthquake. And I just thought, I was like, wow, that's the worst experience I ever thought was.
And I think, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, so we don't experience earthquakes, at least not earthquakes that you can feel in the UK, and that was a 4.9,
4.9. So it was a small one. It was not a big deal at all.
But to us, that was such a crazy experience. Yeah, I know. I can see the. I know. Sorry.
No, it was just the worst.
I can feel us both getting louder and louder as we get more enthusiastic.
The worst wake up ever. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, it was crazy, and your parents woke up to that as well, and it was like everything in the room was moving. It was the weirdest, stuff kind of hitting the wall. It was just such a weird experience. So for you, bless you, that was possibly one of the most stressful experiences of your life. But we did have some crazy.
Sleep again 15 minutes later.
Yeah, which is very unlike you. Yeah. But we did have some crazy weather. We had like thunder and lightning storms on the first.
Thunderstorming almost every night, wasn't it?
Pretty much, but particularly those first 2 nights and then the last 2 nights, because I was getting a bit worried about flying home in a thunderstorm, but it was absolutely fine in the end. Your dad wasn't super happy about the weather. He was not thrilled. He was expecting a sunny holiday where he could swim in the sea all the time.
Ironically, I was looking at the weather this week, and it's like glorious sun.
Yeah, typical. But for us, I tried to explain in the previous plan with me that because of the dog, we don't get to enjoy thunderstorms over here because she has an absolute meltdown. So our whole experience of those at home is just stress and trying to calm her down and make her feel safe. So for us to be able to open the door and just listen to the rain and thunder and watch the lightning was actually a really relaxing experience.
It was nice, And I really wanted to go. The spa's got like an outdoor pool. I really wanted to go and swim in it in the really heavy rain, but I didn't for some reason. I don't know why. I think I just forgot.
Yeah, we didn't really think about that on the first day, and then when we tried to go on the second day, everyone had beat us to it because it was really, really busy. Yeah. To be fair though, for a resort that was apparently. It was over 90% full for the entire time we were there. You would not know, apart from that 1 day at the spa.
There's only like 40
you would not
rooms
know.
Or so.
Yeah,
anyway. So
no, but they always put too many. They dress too many tables for dinner and stuff, don't they? So it just always feels like there's loads of space.
Yeah, that is true.
But yeah, really, really lovely week. I was trying to think if I.
Well, it's just nice to spend a week away from work and switching off a bit. Although, ironically, not switching off that much in my case, but. I said ironically again, it's not irony, but it's just... Unfortunate, yeah.
It's a sad,
I don't need to go into that.
Situation. Well, I had a wonderful time. I mean, we had a wonderful time when we were there. It's just that work was a bit crazy for you when you got back, so it was kind of a bit of a thump back to reality. But I had a wonderful time having a bubble bath. Yeah, don't bore the people with that. But I had a wonderful time with having my bubble bath with an episode of Pyro every night. That was... an absolute delight, and I wish I could do that for 6 months of the year at a time.
It would be nice to just not have to work.
Wouldn't that be the dream?
Enjoy holidays.
But it was a really lovely holiday. Hopefully this hasn't been...
and lots of delicious food.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the food. Immediately forgot about the food. The place that we go to does really kind of authentic, fresh,
simple,
local,
traditional stuff.
Food, and it is delicious. So much food. They've definitely reduced it from last year because the main courses were ludicrously huge. They could feed a small army last year, but still, when they bring you the starters for every dinner, they bring you all of the starters that you share and bread. So it's just
I didn't eat the bread. That was very good.
You were very, very disciplined. I ate all the bread for both.
You did eat all the bread.
And then the mains, and then the desserts there are very they're very kind of cakey, spongy, syrupy desserts. They do like their kind of more dense desserts, don't
It's
they?
like it's like again, it's the sort of traditional. You'd make a big thing and
Yeah.
everyone gets a piece
Yes,
of it.
exactly,
And it's not
exactly.
like, it's not particularly fancy, is it?
No, but it's delicious. All of it was absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry, I hope this wasn't horrifically painful to listen to. I'm sure we'll listen to this back and we'll both be cringing at
Yeah.
the sound of our own voices and the fact that
Yes,
I
I'll leave
can't
you to
help
these
but
in the
talk
future.
over anyone who is talking. So I've no doubt that I'm going to hear myself back and just be dying that I've talked over you the entire time. But thank you for joining me to talk over the holidays. I haven't had to sit and talk about it myself on my own.
You are so
For
welcome.
20 minutes.
Had such
And
a
I'm
great
sure
time.
this is the first and last time that we will
What?
hear from you. But I'll leave you to your, dare I shame you into saying what you're watching?
My Korean
your
drama.
K-drama. Yeah.
No shame in
I'll
that.
leave you to do that, and I will
Maybe there's some
wrap
shame
up
in
the voiceover on my own upstairs. Thank you.
Bye.
Hello again, it is back to just me, just to kind of wrap up the end of this video upstairs. We did listen to that back and he didn't hate it, so I'm hoping that maybe after we've been on holiday and I'm doing the spreads of the holidays when we get back, it would be nice if he could join me for those, so that it's kind of like a nice little recap of the holiday, and it's probably a bit more interesting than listening to me just drone on. So I hope you enjoyed that and it wasn't too painful to listen to. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. I really hope that you enjoyed this plan with me. This is how it all looks put together. I did realise that I'd forgotten to cap off a couple of the columns with the Miss and Meow dainty dot divider, so I did, you'll see in a second, I did just go back and add those. I noticed it mid-foil wiggle and I immediately was like, no, I cannot finish this plan with me until I've put those in place. So I did, just pop those in at the end. Thank you for joining me for this plan with me. I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you in the next one.